Yo, what's up, guys? I sort of have a freaking like sinus infection slash respiratory virus. So I've been sick for like a week. So don't mind my voice. But I wanted to get a video out on inventory, the new W cases, I cases, M cases, all that jazz, right? I was gonna make a video right after the patch, which I should have, but I sort of flubbed on that, and I was just grinding, and I blew through a lot of fucking rubles, transferring them into euros. Like the first 2 days, you actually had to time Mr. Skier's euro transfer because in the first, it was literally not even a second and his euros were sold out, and then they hot fixed it. Now he has unlimited, I believe. Yeah, here they are. So he always has them, but literally you would sit here and have to refresh it at right when it hit 1 second on the refresher. You'd hit it and then it would come up, and you'd have to copy paste the amount you wanted in, and a lot of times you still couldn't get it within not even half a second, guys. And I ended up getting 6 W cases. No, I got 8 W cases that day, and I blew through all of my rubles, and that was basically, it took me 2 to 3 hours. I would just come on and time it, and I actually got 8 W cases. And they also recently did a price hike. The W cases were, what were they at, 5.3k euros, which is about 530,000 rubles. Now they hiked these up to 8.3k, so that's a 300,000 ruble hike. I cases went up by 500,000. They were 7.3, now they're 12.3 or some shit, 12.3k. So yeah, you can basically, they're much harder to grind now, but I did fortunately buy 8 W cases. And I didn't have access to the I cases, otherwise I would have had this video out earlier. I thought I had to do a shit ton of therapist tasks, which I never leveled proper up to crown, so she wasn't that negative. So all I had to do was kill 15 PMC, or no, 15 scavs on customs, and then 10 morphine, and then she was max. So man, my voice is really crappy. I apologize, guys. I'm trying not to sniffle as much as I can. But yeah, basically, I did the 2 tasks in not even 30 minutes. That was quick. So I had access to them a lot quicker, so I could have got them cheaper, but I bought all 4 of my eye cases at 1.2 million rubles, or 12k euros, right? So that sucks. And I also had a bunch of rollers and gold chains. So I did buy the money cases. I did this for 2 reasons. So I could sell my excess docs bags, which I actually have a bunch of them. I think they're in my pilgrims. So I'm in the process of selling my extra docs. And the reason I was running docs, which I sort of got screwed on this, I have extra docs to sell. And wallets I don't even use either. I don't think they're worth much, but I was using them for money storage, and they're still size-wise the best for money storage. But with all this stuff costing so much, I never stash money anymore. I'd stash up to 6-7 million rubles and not really care, right? Now it's I get to 1 to 3, and I blow it because I want the extra space, right? As you can see, this is a lot in currency. I funded pretty much my weapons cases through factory rating, and then 2 to 3 of my eye cases I funded through marked room running because my strength is rather high. So I was farming marked room and 2-story dorms because you have the possibility. I'll do another guide on that. I'm sure they exist all over. I'm not trying to copy anybody. I'll just show what I do personally. I haven't watched any guides on it. My one buddy was telling me certain rooms to open, and I just formulated my own route. I sort of build it off of his, but I will have a video up on marked room running. I'll try to do that this week sometime. It's a really profitable run. You have marked room, you have factory key spawn, you have an AK room that can spawn an AK, so you actually have some defense if you are hatchet running. Not to go too much into detail about it, but there's also, I'll show you my weapons cases too. If you saw the previous video, I had 40 some M4s. I'm down to 35 because I was trying to run them because my inventory was literally full to the tilt. I had room for 1 or 2 primaries up here. So I actively tried to lose them. Like, I obviously made good money killing stuff while doing it, but I was actively trying to lose them, right? So that was the gist of that. But I still have a bunch, and yeah, I still have god tier amount of M4s, right? But I don't know if I'm going to rebuild them or not. It's a little ridiculous. I still have an excess amount, like what, 30 or 35. And then all these are for marked runs. Like, if you don't hit a key bar, or docs case, or docs case or anything like that, there's a good chance you're going to get like an SV, DVL, ASVAL, or VSS. Sometimes they're duds. And I heard they, like, literally yesterday, people are saying that they tweaked the room, so it's rare to get the better spawns, which I did notice. Maybe I was just getting bad RNG, but the marked room itself might not be as profitable currently or in the future. We'll see. But enough about that. I'll make a video on that later. But I just wanted to show off my cases, and this was my goal: 10W cases, 4I cases. Like, that was my goal, and it's awesome. Like, I have a crap ton of room, right? And I actually used to have all these down at the bottom. Like, I was going to go for 4W cases here, my money cases here, my helmets, and then my my I cases down here, helmets, and then my W cases up here, which I was doing that for a while. I noticed a lot of people do that with their cases, but I got tired of scrolling all the way down to go in. Like, I even have an ammo W case, which some would argue is a waste, but it's quick for me to just grab ammo from here when I have it appropriately done. Like, right now it's a little sloppy, but I got tired of scrolling down for what I wanted, so I brought them up so they're relatively high. Now, the reason I left this opening here is so I could control click. Like, it's just a pet peeve of mine. Like, say I come out of a raid with this loot, right? If you control click, it'll default to your nearest opening, right? So I can just go and sell right from there. That's why I do that. Because usually if you have stuff up here and down here, it'll all default to the bottom, and you got to scroll down and then sell from there. It's just very convenient for selling. I saw people talk about this in guides. It's just something, it's common sense if you use control click. If you don't use control click, then it's whatever. It's just a little quicker, right? But basically now I'm just doing med storage up here. My money storage is still in my docks. I did buy money cases because I had the gold chains and I had the rulers. But I have a feeling they're going to patch it so you can actually use your rubles directly from the M case. Like, when you go to the trader, like, as you can see in my docks and any other case, even the money case now, we try to confirm it, but it doesn't work. See, I have 700,000 rubles here, right? Then you go to the trader. It's only registering 100K, which is out in my inventory. That's why I have this space up here for free money, or when I, sell stuff, the money comes up here. If it's full, it'll come down here, but then I just manage it, right? And then I have 2 docks for money, and then I can always go down here, and this is just god tier amount. But the docks is still the best per size. It's, the 1x2. It holds more. Like, 3 docks will hold more than a money case. So docks is still the king for holding money. But I don't know who would want to store 4 to 5 million now, If you have the traders maxed, buy the cases, right? Like, honestly, my end inventory goal is basically 6 to 8 eye cases, probably 6. 8's a little ridiculous. I don't know, I think. And then just obviously you could technically tier up your whole inventory with just W cases and store, a shizzle ton of freaking guns. That's my goal. But I mean, I don't know when they're going to wipe, probably in 2 months or 3. I don't know how long it's going to be. We have a lot of time yet. It's only been, a month since wipe. But I'm just going to keep building W cases up. If I actually accrue a decent amount, I'll make another video. But I think this is a top tier inventory as far as cases go. I don't have a press account. I've never been gifted anything from the devs. Like, nothing against some of the top streamers. Like, a lot of times they start with like keys, and I don't know if the new press accounts have like instant key bars and stuff. I don't care. I'm not hating, but I have not had any access to any of that. So this is all mainly from raiding, obviously, and then I funded a lot, like 2 to 3 of my cases from marked room, like straight up just from selling key bars and docs cases on Discord trading. you don't know about that, I think Cleanup Guy has one, and then there's an unofficial Discord with like a lot of people that trade. So you can get decent currency from that, right? And with these being, 4 of these cost me 5 million rubles. So like, this was after I already blew my rubles in W cases. So like, I don't know. I just had to grind mark room for them, to be honest. Like, doing factory raids, come out with 100k, yeah, that's good. But realistically, it's going to take a while unless you're hitting full kits. But we all know factory, it's hatchlings and pistolers 90% of the freaking time, right? But yeah, as far as I could see, I'm not trying to sit here and like tote my own horn. I'm just trying to show you, what you can get to as far as your inventory goes. But I from what I've seen streamer wise, I haven't watched, some of the top tier guys, but I think I have one of the best inventories, especially gun amounts. I haven't gotten around to fully modding my M4s. Like, once the patch came out, I had like fucking 5 million rubles, and I was actually just actively switching over to selling to Peacekeeper at the time. And these freaking W cases come out, and you can't transfer USD into euros, right? So my whole Peacekeeper grind stopped. Like, I just, I didn't give a shit about USD because obviously I couldn't convert that cash. You can take USD, buy a bunch of guns off of Peace, right, and then sell them to proper. You can do it that way, but I'm almost positive you end up losing out in that case because of the rates you're buying and selling. You're not going to be buying and selling them at full price, so I'm pretty sure you lose out on a couple 100k if you do that in bulk. I might be wrong, but I'm almost positive. But this is basically my inventory. My initial goal has been met, and like I said, from here on out, it's basically just stacking a couple more I cases and then filling up W cases, right? Like, I don't know what else to do. I mean, it's a huge fucking grind. Like, no matter what, even marked room running, it's a freaking grind, buddy. But yeah, check on the video for the marked room route that I run. I'm definitely gonna do a video for you guys. I'll show you how to. If you get some luck, you can go in, get like a basic weapon. It could be a baby AK, an AK. It depends on what spawns in marked room. MP5 with like a clip. Then you can actually work the scavs over a bit, hunt down some PMCs, and you're really not risking anything. So it's actually been fun for PvP too. It ain't just like hatcheting the whole freaking time, Like, oh, this is boring. It's really not. Once you get up to dorms, it's game on most of the time. Unless, there's patrol scavs, which I'll explain their spots and locations from my experience. Like, they can spawn in the way of the route, that kind of stuff. But a lot of times you won't have issues. But anyways, that's the video. I hope you liked it. Yeah, in my previous video, you probably saw I had a crap ton of rubles. I'm down to like 700,000, which once I sell my docs cases, I'll be back up to maybe, I don't know, depends on what I sell them for, 2 to 3 million, which is cool. I'm not worried about it. But you don't overspend to the point where you have absolutely no rubles. Like, I at least try to leave myself 100 to 300,000. I haven't had any issues yet, but I can only imagine if I do raid and I don't have stuff to sell, it could, obviously if you have USD to fall back on, you're still good. But as far as just funding your armors, your kivers, that type of bullshit, your backpacks, make sure you leave yourself some leeway, because this, especially with the hike in the price, it's expensive. I'm done rambling. Thanks for watching. And check back for the next video, guys.